nation of Switzerland is four of the country's best foiling talents. Driving is Arnaud Grange and Joshua Reichner, and leading the trim team is Jan Schubach and Morgan Lubin.
And the French outfit of Orient Express L'Oreal Racing Team are chomping at the bit to get into the AC40 regatta here in Barcelona. Steering is young foiling moth guru Enzo Ballanjoy and 470 dinghy pro Matisse Pacau. Helping keep the boat locked in and loaded is sail trim Gautier Talio and youth world champion Theo Reville.
This is the race committee. We have passed the wind test and this race is live.
That is the best news we have heard all day. We are going to get racing on the official first day of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup, although the French appear to be in a little bit of bother getting up, and here's hoping Orient Express L'Oreal Racing get going. The defender of this Youth America's Cup, Athena Pathways Great Britain, are below the start line and looking strong. Minute 45 go. They must have thought a half an hour ago we're not going to be racing. Suddenly, game on. Boy, they're going to have to switch on quick.
You can never think that. You have to say absolutely locked on. All the teams up and flying.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have plenty on because the breeze has kicked in pretty reasonably well, and all teams on the big J1, so pretty much over range with these big sails. They wouldn't have had time to actually change from the big jibs, so all the teams potentially well and truly over range, which will be pretty exciting to get the boats around the track.
And massive waves, going to make any manoeuvring fully challenging.
Yeah, we are going to see plenty of action here coming up in the next few minutes, so it's very, very tricky to get the boats around. A lot of work for the trimmers and helmsmen on these AC40s.
Just remember, these are points scoring races, 10 for a win. And this was the first of potentially 8 races. And man, we hope we get many of this racing in, because this is going to go off. Race 1 not too far away, coming up to 30 seconds to start.
Italy tacked, final approach for the line.
Americans really early there on the line. I'll be having to duck down.
Great Britain on the right-hand corner.
It is on day 1, race 1 of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup.
Well, the best start was the Italian, 7 meters back, flying in the middle of the line.
The Kiwis, penalty there, they had to wash off and had a little spin out there, so they'll be on the back foot early and having to chew their way back through the fleet here.
Marco Guidoni on Luna Rossa, accelerating well. He needs to get enough distance so he can tack at that boundary.
What is the best breeze here, mate? Just because average. We have to get the room at the boundary. Just got the Americans coming around the transom.
Little headers coming on here.
Press in here, mate. Big press, big press, big press.
Okay, stand by for it.
So the Italians there having boundary protection. They'll need to get the tack in, Shirley, and then clear the starboard tack. They're coming in just to windward of them, but behind, which I think they'll do pretty comfortably.
Great
Bridge their tack.
Joined them.
The Italians in a really commanding position here. The British also, along with the Americans, the top 3 boats.
Great pace from the Italians and height. They're really loving that left-hand side of the track.
Let's go onto the track. Pete Lester and Chase Zero. What do you make at the start? What do you make of the conditions right now, Pete, and how they're going to handle it?
The easier board will be this one, heading out on port. Starboard is really problematic. But what we're seeing now, the boats down to leeward are in a big header, so that means the wind has gone to the right. But Italy have stayed in the left-hand breeze as they stretch their lead. So we've got sort of two breezes playing out as they come up to about halfway up the first wind would be.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli in a league of their own on this upwind leg. They are fast and they are high.
Yeah, they have definitely hooked into a big lefty or a breeze that's coming out of the left. They've had an absolute blinder.
So at the top mark for the first time in this UniCredit Youth America's Cup, it is Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, one of the favourites to win the whole thing around that top gate, and they certainly have gapped the fleet at this point in the race. Remember, that's leg 1 of 6 as they head downwind.
Lovely bear away from the Italians.
Following them in will be both American Magic and also Athena Pathways, Great Britain. French struggling at the back of the fleet at the moment.
England 2.
Then it comes Emirates Team New Zealand, who had to wash off a penalty at the start, followed by Lingy Red Bull Racing. They will round the mark and head downwind, but look at the lead that Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli has on the fleet. 28 seconds at that gate to
This is the umpires, boundary penalty France.
So France
This is the umpires, France is disqualified outside the boundary more than 85 metres.
Wow. Straight up. Disqualified. No points for France in race 1. They're gone from race 1.
A massive blow for Orient Express. I think there's something not quite right with the boat. Huge disappointment. Now remember, the name of the game of this qualifying series is to be in the top 3. It's not necessarily about winning races, but 3 of these boats will go into the next. Oh, massive touchdown by Luna Rossa.
Look how quickly they've recovered.
Really nice recovery there. That could have been a lot worse.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, lengthening the course to 1.1 nautical miles.
Ok, perfetto like this.
Ora andiamo anche sul gate col bias. No dritti.
Ok, questo function boys.
Just having a look here at a little replay of what happened there, and just punching through the back of a wave there. A really good job at saving the boat.
Yeah, how well you recover, really important in conditions like this and in this competition. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli complete 2 legs of 6 on the opening day of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. Flying and throwing it around. In comes American Magic. They're being watched from shore and on screens large and small by their senior team who are in the game tomorrow, trailing 1-4 in their Louis Vuitton Cup semi-finals. They get around. 28 seconds behind. No change to the delta from the top mark.
That was an awesome mark rounding there by the US team, really ripping it round. Good gains.
Lingy Red Bull Racing currently in 3rd position. They get around the mark. It's a clean rounding. They go upwind for leg number 3.
Happy to go for. Okay,
they come firing in like arrows, don't they, into these marks. Next will be Emirates Team New Zealand and the defender of the Youth America's Cup, Athena Pathways, Great Britain. They've recovered pretty well from their penalty start, and they're up and racing and heading towards the top mark on leg 3.
Yeah, disaster of a leg for Great Britain. Rounded the top mark in 2nd. Had a touchdown during a manoeuvre.
Interesting, man.
Yeah. Then you set them to tack whenever you want.
Yeah, just need the speed. Speed's coming in.
It is so wavy, Glenn. I mean, just give us an understanding how tricky it is in these quite small boats and these massive waves.
Yeah, huge job trimming the sails in these conditions, and obviously steering the boat tricky as well, but the boat really moving up and down vertically and sideways quite a bit, so big job for the trimmers there. You see how much those sails are moving. Just having a little look at the British here. Shirley in a big foil vent there and a massive splashdown in that jibe. And a huge stop there, really hitting the brakes hard in that manoeuvre, and they've lost a lot of ground.
They lost so much pace.
Okay, same with the Americans.
Looking at Luna Rossa, they look really locked in, and we had that lovely view of trimming of the mainsail, tiny adjustments, and really seem to have found a groove.
Let's go to Chase Zero. Peter Lester, what do you like about what the Italians are doing right now?
Just reminds me of when we were in Jeddah last year when Marco Gradoni really threw down a marker, and that was in the big game against all the America's Cup teams, and he's just picked up, you know, from where he was in Jeddah in similar sort of conditions with pretty solid breeze. All the boats are overpowered, but Marco Gradoni really showing the art of how you sail an AC40.
Fly it like you stole it.
Yeah, he's quite a talent, Marco Gradoni, but his three teammates were not with him in Jeddah. They are brand new and have really had to bond and get the best out of the AC40.
Gianluigi Lugalini there, and he's on port. You just see how much steering's going on board these little AC40s. They're right on the edge of grip, bouncing themselves over the top of the waves, doing a great job there with Rocco Falcone trimming.
Okay, good course.
Big wave here. Captain.
So Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, they've led the feat from the start, and they will now complete the halfway mark of this opening race in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. They're doing the style, Tim, but why wouldn't you? You're Italian, you're all about style, but boy, they are flying this AC40 beautifully. And let's be blunt, it's gone from nothing to challenging conditions straight up.
Yeah, sailing the boats, particularly upwind with the big J1s as they do a big touchdown there on board Italy. They've still managed to keep the rig in the air though, and the foils in the water, pushing the boat hard back up to 33 knots, 34 knots in quite big waves for these little boats, doing a great job.
American Magic are going around the mark as well. Pete, you were right there with that touchdown.
Yeah, that was a hold-your-breath moment for the Italians, but good recovery. They didn't panic. The rudder didn't pop out of the water. I'm very impressed by the Americans. They're handling their boat expertly, and they've got quite a lot of leverage split as they go downwind for the second time.
Slowly but surely, Emirates Team New Zealand have moved themselves up onto the leaderboard. They're now sitting in the third position. They were fourth in the last leg. They've now picked up a position, and they will round that top mark in position 3. But they're a minute and 5 seconds behind Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. In comes Zillingi Red Bull Racing, followed by Athena Pathways, Great Britain. So they've got their game back on. So there's a long way to go. 3 legs completed by these teams. 3 still to go. Wow! That's what they're dealing with.
Really close battle here for third position. As the Swiss going to a jibe there, so the manoeuvre's quite tricky, particularly in this seaway, but a really good battle here going on for that third position.
It is so important. This fleet does not know how many races there would be. This could potentially be it. You want to ensure you are in the top 3.
Tell you what's impressive today from what we've seen with the practice races is how quickly they've adjusted to the sea state and got themselves out of trouble, particularly this team you're seeing on screen right now. UniCredit Prada Pirelli, you saw just before Mark Browning before they touched down, but they just got themselves out of trouble. It must be like riding a roller coaster right now, but UniCredit Prada Pirelli are handling it beautifully. Leg 4 of 6 completed as they whip their 40 around the bottom mark and head up.
These guys will have a grin on their face like a split watermelon. They'll be having a fantastic time. Just need to keep it together as the Americans come down to the bottom gate.
Keeping those 2 ball downs got to be important just for stability. That's the other thing too, I suppose, Glenn, the stability of these things in these conditions. You have to stay somewhat safe.
Yeah, the object of the game is to get the boat round the track, and got to keep that rudder in the water, and really, really important to keep pushing the boat hard. Sometimes when you slow down, it actually makes it more difficult to get through the seaway. So keeping the foot on the gas and sailing the boat well, really, really important, like it is on any high-performance dinghy in these conditions.
And the battle of the 3rd and 4th goes on. Lingy Red Bull Racing not letting go of Emirates Team New Zealand. The difference is just the 2 points. Actually, you get 5 points for 3rd and 3 for 4th. So those 2 points could be huge. And have Emirates Team New Zealand get around.
I need to get the main sheet on there. Emirates Team New Zealand, massive twist in the mainsail there. So boat getting pretty out of balance. The Swiss coming round behind them. Pushing hard here. The big battle on here for this 3rd position. Emirates Team New Zealand having to keep sailing well.
There goes the Athena Pathways, Great Britain around the bottom mark. Remember, we've already lost the French disqualified for going well out of bounds. So it's a 5-boat race, and the French will pick up 0 points in the opening race of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. The fleet being led beautifully by UniCredit Prada Pirelli.
Kiwis go. Is that space pass? Yeah, I think so. You got 20 seconds.
So having another look at the mark rounding here from the Kiwis, and you just see how twisted that main is and how much above centre line the Traveller is in the main, just coming on there. So really out of balance there with the boat, making it really tricky to keep the boat under control, but they did a good job to get it rounding, not lose the rudder there. On a big touchdown there on the Italians. They've got to get the boat popped up again. Looks like they've really, really slowed down there for whatever reason. And back up and going there. So not sure whether the cant just went under a little further than they were hoping or what was going on there, but a big loss there compared to the Americans, but they're up and going again now.
It looks like it's getting harder and harder. We have a slight increase in wind speed. We've now got 15, 16 knots.
Well over range now in these conditions with the J1 on board. So you'd normally be on a J3 now, so you'd actually be 2 jib codes down from where they are sailing at the moment. So
too much power.
Got too much power at the moment. Too much power at the front of the boat. You can see how twisted the jib is there. Everything absolutely maxed out. So all the teams really having to survive to get these boats around the track here at the moment. And it's the Americans there struggling to keep the boat under control.
Well, the sea state's not helping anything at the moment as UniCredit Prada Pirelli have survived their wee touchdown, and they bolt to the top gate for the last time. But hang on, we're not done with yet. Both boards are down as they get around. Wow, watch the mark, lads.
Full safety bear away here.
And they're on the homeward leg. They're looking at that first 10 points in the opening race of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. UniCredit Prada Pirelli on fire right now, followed in by American Magic, representing the New York Yacht Club.
The Americans full gas here. Not backing off at all at the moment.
One, nice and slow.
And going for the one board bear away, so hang on to your hats.
2, 1, up there.
Shoulders back, keep the bow out.
Okay.
And away you go. Nice job.
You happy if I take just
So boats 1 and 2 have gone around the top gate. In comes Emirates Team New Zealand. They've got away on Alinghi Redwood Racing, who've dropped behind and changed position, because now fourth is Athena Pathways Great Britain. Emirates Team New Zealand will want a clean rounding of this mark.
One board bear away for Emirates Team New Zealand. Nice smooth turn there, and I'll be happy to get round there in good shape.
In comes Athena Pathways Great Britain. Mind you, they are now being chased as Alinghi Red Bull Racing have found a little bit of speed on that upwind leg. They'll go opposite marks and head on down for the final leg of the 6-legger. Whoa! Okay.
Yeah, they'll have to build speed here and get foiling before they turn the boat downwind here. Alinghi Red Bull Racing, so need to take off and not turn the boat down while they're slow there. Last jibe there for the Italians, surely. They'll be wanting that finish line to come at them as quickly as possible.
Yeah, the toughest of conditions, but an absolute masterclass by Marco Gradone and his team.
Beautiful job, for sure, from the Italians.
In the opening race of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup, Marco Gradone and Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli have done a job on the fleet. It's start to finish
penalty Switzerland
for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, and the maximum 10 points they get.
Siamo dall'altro lato, Marco.
Andiamo di qua, che di là non... Ah, ok. Scusa.
Andiamo a strappare di nuovo.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing have a boundary penalty, struggling to bear away at the top of the track.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli have gapped the field, the fleet here on the opening race of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. They have done a magnificent job in conditions that have challenged all of the fleet on the big jibs. Too much power, sea state all over the place, and they've all just charged on through like young bulls.
Harry Melges and his team.
Switzerland.
They've made it look easy.
Much lighter here.
I'll be really happy to get down to the finish there and grab those valuable points in this race.
Nice, guys.
American Magic come in second on the opening race of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. They will get 7 valuable points.
Too slow. It's your 2 boards go. Board down, turning.
And coming in to pick up the what you could say is the final podium position will be Emirates Team New Zealand. They got past that penalty and have picked up a valuable 5 points.
Great comeback by the Kiwis over the line at the start. Kept it cool, come away with the third.
So podium is sorted, 10-7-5, Italy, USA and New Zealand. Here comes Athena Pathways, Great Britain. They had a problem early in the piece, but they got themselves sorted and were trailing the fleet for a while. But that last upwind leg, they found some gas and got past Alinghi Red Bull Racing. So these will be the final 2 point-scoring positions. Remember, 10 for first, 7 for second, 5 for third, 3 for fourth, 2nd for fifth, and there'll be no point given to Orient Express L'Oreal Racing because they were disqualified. They went outside the boundary too far, so tough first up race for the French team.
I will. Stand by peel. Can I go? 3, 2, 1, board.
As we wait for them coming clean, I suppose if you're a young sailor in these conditions,
Nice run all the way.
you'd be relishing them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, these are difficult conditions, and the breeze has built really quickly here in Barcelona, so potentially catching sort of everybody out. And as the Swiss come absolutely boosting in here to the finish, the British should be pretty safe there to get through the line in front of them, but the Swiss certainly coming down with their ears pinned back, that's for sure.
Good finish by the Swiss, and just Athena Pathways, Great Britain get in that fourth spot as they see a flying Swiss boat come home behind them. So the fleet has finished.
Race management from Switzerland will ask for readers as our software were not working probably before the start.
Lingy, Red Bull Racing struggling with their software.
Confirmation then of fleet race number 1 in Group A, the America's Cup teams, and Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli put on a show, a win by 1 minute and 3 seconds from the second place team, which was the New Yacht Club's American